off and running. So, after all the data looking across the market here, nothing's changed. We're still in the overnight range. We're still defending this little pivot we've been in since Monday. We had the big green yesterday, the big sell-off, which was beautiful. Same thing. So, all in all here is that nothing's changed. It's still the same old, same old. And all I'm really looking for is some sort of high-value pivot. The war, the Strait of Hormuz yesterday caused this big red. They said that Iran was dropping mines. Then Trump came out and said there's not any mines, but then he said we're destroying the mine boats, and now there apparently some boats have actually been bombed. So who knows? All that to say is that we are back up to 6,800 in the S&P, and nothing's changed. I need an edible. So ES is 67.96, Nasdaq at 25.07. They're a bit higher than the S&P. VIX is down again to 24.76, still quite elevated, by the way. VIX at 24 is still very, very elevated. It's just not as elevated as it was on Monday. Here's a little bit of red candle so far. We have put selling, call selling, both sides of the tape. Beautiful stuff. Good morning, Jonathan King. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I saw a message from a former member posted in the trading discussion channel. He said, long time no see. He's currently traveling in El Salvador. He's exploring, fishing, and doing other fun stuff. And he created a YouTube channel. So y'all go check it out. Looks pretty cool. I'm going to check it out after while I'm eating lunch or something. Trump meant no mimes. Yeah. I think you're great just the way you are. Thank you. Appreciate that. Isn't that a 90s song? All right, a little bit of a top wick here. I'm going to go check to make sure what else is left for the day. We have Cleveland CPI. So if you care about Cleveland's CPI, then tune in at the top of the hour. And then we have a 10-year bond auction at 11 p.m. That might cause a little bit of shaking and baking, but other than that, that is it. Nothing else. So far, though, Nasdaq has been recovering 24,910. We're already up over 100 points, and they're doing nothing but selling puts and selling calls here. So what I need to see, of course, y'all know me, is a 3C. ES is coming back over. Nasdaq is starting to top tick. It does look a little top ticky, but we know how these markets like to work. Let's look at the rest of the market. Nvidia is dropping hard. Microsoft is top ticking. AVGO is down. Meta is top ticking. Tesla's rocket ships, Apple's rocket ships, Amazon, Google, all up. XLK is up. XLF is there. So yeah, we do have a little bit of a top tick there, but nothing crazy, of course. Let's see. The overnight range is right here at 125. Maybe we clear out 125, which is 40 points higher or so. The Indians, yes. Guardians, no. Yeah, I'll never call them Guardians. The 1 minute candle from CPI basically explaining what the market has been like for months. You're 100% right, bro. 100% right. CPI spiked into 25.060, which that red line has been on there for a couple of days now. That is the central pivot. And then, of course, rolled back over. And then, of course, bounced back up. Up and down all around. That's what we're looking for here. We have aggressive call selling. They're not doing anything with the puts, but they are selling calls here. So, you know, we'll see if the market can actually make a move. Let's go take a look at the other products. Oil's getting tanked, which is odd. Still down. Gold is putting on a possible bounce area. They have been pretty much range bound for 2 days now. Silver is also putting on a bounce. NASDAQ, bottom wick back up, of course. It's becoming very, very difficult for the market to do any kind of selling in the morning whatsoever. It seems like the morning is reserved for the bulls, and the afternoon is reserved for the bears. So will that change today? I doubt it. What if they drop another oil headline today? Isn't Wednesday the oil day? I didn't see it. I don't see it this week. Of course, we've had some anomalies with the investing.com that I use this week. Another top tick on the on the NASDAQ here, but not going anywhere and buying back up. So it's still no 3C yet. They're selling calls a lot. They're tiptoeing into some purchased puts, but very, very weak. Right here, NASDAQ. 25090. What a terrible open this is so far. So we just need, what do I need here? Let's go to the 5 minute and see what do I need. I want to be proactive. Heck, I mean, there's no 3C here. The opening low would be the 3C, which is only a couple of points down. So this is a very, very weak open, very non-moving open. It's actually out of character how tight this is so far, even though how tight has everything been. We are exceptionally tight today. And the market refuses to drop more than a couple of points. I saw a post of the last oil spiked, and it was to 165 in 2008 and ripped to $65 a month later. Market crashed. I saw that too. Yeah. So NASDAQ is grinding to 100 here. Of course, they're not going to drop whatsoever in the morning at all. They won't give back even 5 points in the morning. So you have to let the bulls take the morning and let the bears take the afternoon. It's just all there is to it. It's the same thing every day, the same algorithm every day. We have call selling, put selling here. $25,090. Silver is coming back over. I'm going to keep a close eye on silver, see if I can get some opportunity while ES and NASDAQ are terrible. We kind of briefly talked about yesterday that the opportunities for the indexes are shifting to the afternoons, which is a fantastic thing. So like the mornings have been awful, terribly awful. Very, very low confidence in technical analysis, and the afternoon's been actually pretty nice. So highly encourage people, if you'd like to, take a look at the afternoon sessions. Let the morning do its crap, like this nonsense right here. Come back for power hour, make some money. How was CPI this morning? It offered a quick opportunity there. They had a large pop and then a top wick back over, but overall, it was pretty constrained. Nothing crazy. If you look on the 1 minute here for NASDAQ, we keep having this, whatever the crap this is, where every candle pops up and then top wicks back over and then top wicks back up and top wicks back over, and they're just grinding up into this overnight high area. There's not a single opportunity to sell anything. So 100% no shorting right now. If you go to the 5, no shorting at all. You need at least 0.72 to even consider a short position. Otherwise, you're just going to get drifted. They're not even popping it. They're just drifting it higher. And there's zero selling indication whatsoever. So, yeah, just no shorting at all until you get 25.07. Until then, you long up until overnight high, I guess. Either way, this is crap price action. It's absolutely crap. So here's, like I said, here's the plan. Let this thing drift up a couple of 100 points like it does every day. Come in power hour when they top wicket and Trump posts some nonsensical crap, and you short the crap out of it into the afternoon. That's it. It's been working almost every day. That's the trade I've been taking. That's all you got to do. What's up, Will? Good morning. Another bottom wick, of course. Just drifting. Keeping a close eye on Coda. 51.89 closing the 5 requires long gold. Lee, another bottom wick. Every single candle has red and then bottom wick back up because the market refuses to sell in the morning. Let's go to gold. Overnight low would be nice. Yeah, so I want that 83 or so to clear first. Right there. Silver is doing the same. Let's see, ES is still bottom wicking, top wicking. NASDAQ is still bottom wicking, top wicking. If I had to guess that they're going to put on a massive green move on NASDAQ before any kind of real event here, just simply there's no selling. There's no volume, no selling. Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing every morning. Same thing every morning. Just there's zero sell orders whatsoever. It's like they disable the short button in the morning and then turn it back on in the afternoon. Am I buying zeros in the afternoon? No, I'm just sticking to futures in this environment. The market's not moving enough for me to consider zero DTEs. There's not enough volatility to consider. I mean, it's crazy to say because VIX is at 25. I mean, the VIX almost went to 40, and the price action was still pretty stagnant. So, relatively speaking, which is weird to say. Usually, when the VIX goes over 20, I'm slinging zeros like Wyatt Earp. But this market is just—it's awful. So, with conditions so unpredictable, I can't trade zeros. I'm just going to give back money. Another red candle that I'm sure will be bottom wicked. Barely drifting up, yeah. 2 double lows on gold here. I see a 3C where it potentially drop. Yeah. We have call selling, put buying, very weak, but it's there. We have a little bit of red. 25083. Let's see if the market cares about Cleveland, Ohio's CPI, which is somehow a 2-star event. Big red on the S&P. Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of top ticking down a little bit. ES just took out low of the day in a very tight range. NASDAQ is heading that direction, I suppose, but it's still just so slow. I mean, we have 25,034, 50 points down to get there. Zero 072, 068, going, going, going. Beautiful stuff. Maybe we go to yesterday's highs, maybe. They are buying calls and selling, or buying puts and selling calls here. ES is coming off, NASDAQ is coming off, but still bottom wicking everything. There's just zero momentum to drop in the morning. It just, like, I have no desire to short in the first 2 hours or so because there's no momentum whatsoever. The afternoon is where it's at. See, once you click over about noon, look what happens is large sell orders just hit. 1, 2, another move down. It's just glorious. It's just glorious. But now, it's just bottom wicks everything. It bottom wicks every single red candle. Look at this. Another bottom wick. Like, you can't even play a 3C because it just bottom wicks everything. It's awful. ES is coming up 67.95. Gold is coming off. We're coming on down to overnight lows, 51.69. 51.69 right here. Ho, big red candles, 51.68 with volume. With volume. Let's bring up the gold chart here. Let's see if we can catch a bounce on gold there. Nasdaq is getting crushed. Maybe we can finally get under 0.60 and make a move. What do you think? We catch a bid on gold or what? Can we do it? Nasdaq refuses to drop more than 5 points without a hammer candle because it's absolutely awful. Gold's starting to bounce nicely. We have a possible 3C on gold. Hey, another hammer candle on Nasdaq. What a bunch of garbage. What a bunch of garbage. What is SpaceX? They're kind of going back and forth with it because now they're saying they're going full-fledged on the Nasdaq, and they said it's supposed to be the biggest IPO in history. And like I said, I will be purchasing a tremendous amount of SpaceX stock. Tremendous amount of SpaceX stock. In fact, I might liquidate my entire portfolio and put 100% of it in SpaceX. I believe in it that much. Hey, another bottom wick, Nasdaq. $0.66, $0.67, dropping back over. How you doing? Can we finally get through this pivot and leg down 25.060? We have call, selling, put, buying. There we go. We finally took out the pivot after 4 bottom wicks. Now you can start to leg it out. Now you can start to leg it out. $25.045. Nasdaq is coming down to low of the day of 0.34. I'm sure they'll defend the overnight low at least once. Or not the overnight low, I'm sorry, the morning low. I mean, there's so much wrapped up in SpaceX. It's tremendous. I mean, in my opinion, the application of the internet, you've heard me talk about it before, on a civilian and military basis is phenomenal. Not to mention the pure, what's the word I'm looking for? It's fantastic for combating electronic warfare. Right now, the traditional satellites that we have in space that are not SpaceX, they're very easy to hack. Very easy to hack. It's the reason why we have to be careful doing what I do in the military, flying into certain areas that they could jam our signals. With SpaceX, you cannot jam our signals. The way they're done, if you try to shut down one satellite, it just relies on another satellite. It's a grid system, a mesh system, so you can't touch it. That's just one of the many, many positive features. Nasdaq is there. But, just the fact that you could be walking in downtown Timbuktu and still be able to, watch YouTube, download 200 megs of internet, it's phenomenal. All right, we have a little bit of top tick here. Nice little move lower. Nothing crazy. Excuse me, but a nice little move. We do have a 3C on the way down. Very slow. Gold's presenting something. We might be able to get something going here. We have a couple of volume spikes. Came across your Reddit. I've never traded things like Nasdaq and SPY. I saw your beginner trading strategy video. Is there any other resource to educate myself? Yeah, so welcome, by the way. Appreciate you hanging out with us. If you go to my YouTube channel, I've got a phenomenal amount of resources that you can kind of go through. I would start at the most recent and kind of work your way back. That it'll kind of teach you everything I do, show you all the mechanisms on which I take an entry. But we trade ES, NASDAQ. We've been trickling into gold and silver the past couple of months too, as it's provided a lot of opportunity. Banned from Reddit, yet they still come from Reddit. Yeah, I actually got my account back, but yeah, I was banned from Reddit. Large red on ES. We had one little micro bounce off of the day's lows. Sweep that back out. Still coming straight off here, looking for his 960. We have call, selling, put, buying. Gold is still here. Let's go to the 5-minute. For 3C, oh man, 51.74 right now, but we do have a tremendous amount of volume here. Let's look left. What do we have? Looking left, we have a lot of support in this area, 51.64 from prior sessions. If they take that out, though, you're in danger of 35. Silver's legging down here, too. NASDAQ is coming off still. What's up, Dan? How you doing, buddy? Dan had a stressful day yesterday. Came out on top. Love to see it. Love to see it. Matt Damon. Big red on gold. Did they put on big red on gold? Let's take a look. Yeah, big red and a big green. Look at that. That is a flush out candle right there. Booyah. Massive red, quick move, highest volume candle of the day, instant reverse back up. That is a stop out candle right there to go higher. Well, the next level on gold be around 51.40. 51.40, 51.35 would be the most likely culprit down in here, because you see this is where the liquidity was induced into the 28.30s. That's where the buying was initiated. So that's where, if that breaks, that's where I look for again. But that right there that's a sweep candle. That's to stop out and then launch it. Cutting edge with high tech firms. Look at that monster candle. Look at that. Even NASDAQ put on a monster bounced. I'm telling you, man, it's hard to short anything in the morning. If you want to short, go into the afternoon. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Wait till the afternoon. That just means some door kicking adrenaline. We have put, selling, call, buying at the moment. Put, selling, call, buying. We have tremendous buy op on silver and gold. We have a massive bottom wick on the NASDAQ that's chilling out here at 0.05. Crap ton of put selling. If you look at the hero indicator on your YouTube stream, we have nothing but put selling, which this is about where they start to pick up the steam. This is about where they start selling off all the puts and starting to trickle into 0DD calls, and up we go. Again, we'll see if that's the case, but you probably mentioned this already, but I saw you're dealing with head cold. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. So it's weird, man. I've never in my life had migraines before, but in 2013, I ruptured my bicep tendon, and they put me on a small dose of Percocet for the surgery. And I came off that after like 2 days, and I started having migraines after that. So like every 2 or 3 years, I'll just suddenly I'll go about a month of having migraines, and then they'll disappear for another 2 or 3 years. Never have them again. And I have to deal with it every couple of years. Well, now they're back. So about 2 weeks in a row, I've been getting freaking migraines in the late night, early morning. They're awful. It feels like my right eye is going to explode on my face. Need some fentanyl? Yeah, I can't breathe. 25053-060. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Happy Easter. Same thing happened to me. Got glasses, or mine are largely gone now. Interesting. Fat finger. I was like, it's a little early, but I appreciate the sentiment. And we're coming up on Easter here in about a month, but we're also coming up on the Masters. Hey, top wick on NASDAQ. Let's go to the 5 and 15. What do we have? Large doji on the 15. On the 5, we're coming off. Gold, beautiful hammer candle. We have a 3C long on gold after that flush out candle. NASDAQ is still kind of trickling over. When I got older, I finally realized that milk and dairy was giving me migraines. It took me years to figure that out. Interesting. What time frames do you use mostly? What time of days do you see the most movement? I'm trying to find a strategy that can maybe work with my work schedule. I mean, I use all time frames depending on the strategy of trade I'm taking. When I'm swing trading, I'm taking anywhere between the 60-minute and daily chart. If I'm scalping, doing short-term trading, I'm analyzing on the 1, 5, and 15 minutes. And I'll utilize any time frame I can to give me an edge, but this style of trading is the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute blended. So I'm tracking volume on the 1 minute and price action on the 5 and 15. But right now, I mean, conditions change. Conditions are very, they shift, they move, they change, and you have to be, you have to rope it up the market here. So like right now, for example, I have very little confidence in the morning. Usually my bread and butter trade is between 10 a.m. and about 11:30. I have zero confidence in the morning nowadays. This market has shifted where it's just crap price action, so I'm not doing very much. I've taken hardly any trades the past 2 weeks, hardly any. And I'm shifting a lot of my focus into the power hour trade. 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. into power hour, we have a nice little drawdown movement. That's where a lot of stuff is coming because we're getting a lot of green moves in the morning and red moves in the afternoon, which is signs of distribution, by the way. If you're looking for a change of trend to the downside, that's what you want to see. Morning green, afternoon red, where the order book just gives it out. But there's opportunity everywhere. All that to say is that I'm blessed with the fact that I could trade pretty much any time of day I want to. If you're limited by a work opportunity or something like that you can only be exposed to the market certain time frames, then find whatever works. You could trade the London Open at 2 or 3 in the morning. You could trade the afternoon. You could trade the morning if you're able to. Just pick whatever works for you, and you can find opportunity. You just have to become intimate with that time frame. You have to learn everything you can know about that time frame. When it opens, when it closes, when the volatility hits, when not to trade, when the momentum phase and manipulation phase changes, all that stuff. Every single phase of market has a manipulation and a momentum phase. The London Open, the Asia Open, settlement close, all that stuff. Sounds like you just inhaled a whole bouquet of Bradford pear blossoms. Probably, because it's crazy, crazy warm here. We're having a super early spring. See if you can get some Journovax. Helps my wife. Oh, okay. I've been doing everything I can to see if TRT will help migraines so I could use that as a medical cause, but so far no dice. Hey, big green candle. Surprise, surprise. Oil is drilling still? Yeah, oil's drilling. Drilling for oil, baby. We have 2 volume spikes here, 84.08. Gold is still putting on a beautiful extension from the 3C, so anything over 51.75 is a long. Going back up. NASDAQ, high volume 3C there too. No shorting NASDAQ in the morning, man. It's suicide to short the NASDAQ in the morning nowadays. Green across the board trading 3 MNQs. See you later. Until I get this buffer. Nice liner. Well done, buddy. How's everybody doing with the new competition? Going good? A pinch of Celtic sea salt in a glass of water takes care of the headache for me. I've heard about that. It's funny because I did have some success using Element because we have Element little drink packages here which is, it's got a lot of sodium in it for workout replenishment. That seemed to have worked. So you might be onto something there. Hey, Big Green, 25012, blast off into oblivion. Tremendous amount of call buying, put selling every freaking day. Look at that. Blast off into oblivion. I've been documented on Twitter. Like, it's literally every single day right about now. Literally right now. They start selling puts and buying calls every single morning. Booyah, blast off. Your comp is going well. Past the 150K eval. Just need to wait until today to be funded. Nice, Kennedy. Man, they really liked Cleveland CPI. People of Cleveland are very important. Took that 3C gold and along out all green. Nice proggy. Well done. High volume top wick so far. We have a tremendous amount of call buying, put selling. I got annoyed with this. I'm finally put on some micros before the open. Just let them go. There you go. That's the way to do it. Trump said there's nothing left to target in Iran. Tomorrow he's going to say there's still plenty of targets left in Iran. Big old top wick so far on NASDAQ. Gold is just extending. There's a beautiful 3C bottom wick. And just extending away. Extending away. Blast off into oblivion. Huh. I need to restart my Rhythmic. It's giving me a data aggregation. Big old top wick, NASDAQ. I know, some people probably have signed on this week and be like, what the crap is this guy even talking about? I'm not doing much. This market is just battling back and forth. If you're new to the channel, I'm being very much hands off now. So just bear with me. This is not how the market usually operates when the VIX is over 25. Do you think intermittent fasting helps with migraines? I don't know. If it did it, I would not eat for 6 days because I hate migraines. The only thing I hate worse than migraines is taxes. Oil 3C, yeah. Beautiful 3C on oil there. Massive bottom wick with volume. This is the same exact setup that gold presented. Anything over 85.39, I'm long in oil up to 88.11, at least. Nice little bottom wick with volume. Form a higher and go. Liquidity sweeps are fantastic, 100%. And that gold one was extraordinary. Micros have been so nice this week. Every one of you need to be trading micros, 100% of you. Many should not even be on your radar in this environment. Iran says they're switching from reciprocal hits to continuous strikes. They're going to drive the price of oil at $200 a barrel. We will not allow even 1 liter of oil to reach the United States and Israel. Any vessel bound to them will be a legitimate target. Interesting. There's reports that the United States might have used a nuclear device on Iran. Massive cloud with an explosion. Interesting. Is that real? That is a massive mushroom cloud. All-time highs then? Yeah. Going up green here, NASDAQ, of course. Gold is just blasting off after the 3C. Continue to extend with gold. Fantastic stuff. That's the play of the day right there. Forget about NASDAQ and the S&P. That's the play of the day. Gold extending over 73. Off we go. Any questions about anything so far? New people? Comments, concerns? Largest release of strategic oil reserves in history. We're getting inundated with headlines, dude. Inundated. War is over, war is not over, oil's going up, oil's going down, sideways, nuclear bomb, no nuclear bomb. It's crazy. Like, how do you trade this stuff? We're trading headline to headline. Sort of love it. It's fun to trade if you could size down and just pick the entries that you want to take, not just sling it. Another sweeping top wick with NASDAQ on the 5-minute. So much headline risk, it's annoying. Yeah, it 100% is annoying. You'd have to adapt. You have to adapt. And right now, like I said, every one of you needs to be trading smaller position sizing. Trust me, keep things safe. Go with micros until things become a little bit more confident, and then go back up to what you're doing. But now's the time to size down and enjoy the stuff. You know, the NASDAQ is slamming 300 points up in the morning and 200 points down in the afternoon. There's plenty of opportunity here if you can just kind of stop doing what you're doing and size down and just pick a point. But the high confidence stuff is kind of gone for now. And we just have to grab onto the coattails and ride. More red candles coming off. Let's go take a look at ES. ES is doing the same thing. What are the banks doing? The banks are about to go to new lows. XLF is top ticking. Everything is kind of top ticking. What's that? P is coming down. That's a lot of P into 84.66 XLP. And if XLP takes out 84.65, it's going to go even lower. The only thing going up green is XLE, which is energy. And of course, we already knew that. Oil is about to rocket. Big red candle on NASDAQ. I think this administration is attempting to manipulate the market higher. It has caught everyone off guard, but the insiders are still distributing, and the tolerance is building. This will give out eventually. Yeah. All the plan just to muddy the waters just enough. Nobody knows the truth anymore. Information overload. JP Morgan is set to reduce private credit loans. You know, I've been a chicken farmer now for about a year. And after observing chickens and the rooster, we have one rooster, 25 chickens. And rooster's the man of the flock, you know. And now, after being a chicken farmer for this long, I now understand why roosters start the morning by screaming. We have put buying, call selling. With gold, what happens when you move from a 3C long and you start to see a 3C short while still in your long? Well, any time frame like that, when I am in a position or looking for a position, if you're in a long, or let's say you're in a long position, if you see a 3C short opportunity start to hit the charts, then that's time for you to get out of your trade or at least protect yourself. You have to at least put on some sort of stop when you see that. You know, the 3Cs are 3Cs regardless of what position you're in. So either look for a tighter stop to get out of the long, look to position yourself into a possible short, whichever you got to do. But you definitely want to protect yourself. Like right now, we're starting to present the possibility of a 3C short here. Now things are kind of tight, so you're not getting the extension we normally would want. But anything under 0.85 is going to lead to a downside back into the low of the day. It's a great song, Casey Hunter. Do you think the U.S. and Israel underestimate Iran's response? I'm surprised, but I've been fed propaganda for 50 years. No, I have to be careful what I say there. I've been involved with operations with Iran, in my professional life. It's there's nothing they can do that we can't stop. I mean, we would roll over if we went full kinetic against Iran, not this diplomatic back and forth nonsense. A true kinetic, we would wipe out Iran in less than 24 hours. If we took the handcuffs off, but that's not the point. Like, we're not there to decimate Iran. We're there for a political chess is what we're doing here, for one reason or another. It's kind of like if a professional boxer got in a fight with a woman on the street, just some basic woman. A male professional boxer got in a fight with a woman. Like, obviously a man can't hit a woman, so the woman would get some licks in, because we can't hit and defend. She would bloody our lip, but if we had to, we would, what would happen. So if we fully took the handcuffs off, Iran would be done in less than 24 hours. Watch, people are going to clip that out and be like, "Oh, OM wants to beat women." I wasn't saying that. I was using it as a metaphor. I'm not that Italian. I mean, come on. Rule of thumb, yeah. Perhaps it should be rule of wrist. Alpha male trading, yeah. But do you wear a gold chain? No, but I do have a pinky ring on. A buddy realized he was always late to a move and would get in at the top of the bottom. Instead of working on not chasing a developed system, he decided that was a pattern he'd always recognized. So for the past month, whenever he would make an entry, he did the opposite direction. Guess the results. He made money. He made money. Capiche. The old pepperoni roll. That's right. 100% savvy. 100%. Diesel prices skyrocket. Guy's been killing it. Don't know how long it'll last, though. Well, what'll happen is that he'll form a new habit. He'll form a new pattern with it, and then he'll start to read that pattern wrong, and then he'll start to go back to losing. So that's just the way it is. That's the way the market kind of. That's why you have to have something a little bit more technical. But I mean, the reason why that is because the market is going to pivot liquidity, and by the time the average trader identifies a pattern, it's time to go the other way. And unfortunately, retail traders are reactionary. We don't have the foresight or the tools to see what's happening unless very astute. So 100%. I mean, that's why I love looking for heavy bounces into major liquidity zones and rejections into high liquidity zones, because that's where they pivot. Where other people are trying to buy the highs, I'm trying to fade the highs, and the other way around. Oh, man. GC. Gold's still going, so the 3C long is still very much intact on gold. NASDAQ is dead flat in the middle of the range, another top wicks. Silver is not quite as extended as gold, but it's putting on a decent play, even retested the entry too. Oil the same. Right now, the best mover is gold. Pattern trading is rough. Helps from time to time, but the market knows. There's algorithms. Yeah. Yeah. Another red candle coming back over. 0.77. Oh, man. I'm new to this, and like all other things, I tend to research endlessly instead of actually getting started. Do you have any advice to bite the bullet and trade, starting with paper trades, but still? Well, the first thing I would do is get yourself a copy of the Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coling. That is a book that it outlines everything. It's what I've learned from with VPA. And then obviously I'm biased, but I would encourage you to watch my YouTube channel, watch the videos I've posted there. That'll kind of outline everything we believe and look for in VPA, volume price analysis. I think it's going to benefit you to understand what happens at certain levels when volume enters the market or leaves the market. So after that is do yourself a favor. Yes, I would probably do a very short amount of time in paper trading, just to get a technical grasp, how to enter, how to exit, work your stops, all that stuff. But you have to realize that paper trading is a detriment at some point. Once you get through the very, very noob phase, paper trading is only going to build you false confidence, and you're going to get wrecked. So after you learn the technical side, I would start putting real money on the line with very, very small position sizing. Incredibly small position sizing, just because you have to have skin in the game to learn this. You just have to. There's no way to learn this game without the emotions tied to the money. So get a handle on things. Formulate your first system. Obviously, your first system is going to be wrong, and you're going to have to change things. But figure out what works, what doesn't, what does work, what doesn't work, and go from there. In 12 minutes, I do have to sign off and switch over to Bookmap, so bear with me. So, yeah. I'll call it a morning on the gold trade. Beautiful. Appreciate your sidekick, Guru. Trump has been doing whatever he can to get the oil prices down there, stabilizing these high prices. He can't taco this easily. We'll see. Bottom wick back up. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. What do we see on the 4-hour chart? The 4-hour chart shows that we've been dead flat since Monday afternoon. We've been hovering around this same red line, which is why it's even there, since February 4th. So over a month, we've been back and forth sticking to 25,062. Every time we get over it, we top wick back over. And every time we get under it, we come back to it. We're in a micro range within a larger range, a range within a range. Back to the 1 minute. This is atrocious price action. Atrocious. I've been offline lately. What do I need to do? I'm moving to the new website. Oh, appreciate you. Welcome back. Go to theoptionsmillionaire.com. It's the same HTML or HTTP, whatever you call it. So sign up as if you were a new customer. Shoot me a DM, and I'll cancel your membership on the old site. I'll send you a screenshot and everything to show you it's done. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. How is the market pinning flat with the VIX pinned at 24? That's exactly my question. Usually, when the VIX gets over 20, I'm a very happy person. Like, the things are moving great. It's a lot of volatility, range expansion, flow through, all is great. The VIX has been over 20 now for over a week, almost 2 weeks, and we're just pinned flat. It's awful. This is the weirdest environment I probably have ever traded. Heck, the VIX almost went to 40, and we barely moved. So, it's terrible. In my opinion, if I had to give a quick answer to why that's happening, zero DTE options. The zero DTEs are holding up the market temporarily until a bigger move occurs. Iran is raising prices of oil at $200 a barrel. Be prepared for Iranian sleeper cell attacks in the United States. And I said Iranian in quotations, air quotes. You can't see it, but air quotes. How much weight do you put into hero when it comes to the 3Cs? Let's say you have a strong 3C long, but options slowly bear, so that make you stay out of a long. It depends how strong it is. If I'm watching the hero chart and it's extraordinarily skewed, if it's extraordinarily skewed, then yeah, maybe I'll put some emphasis on it. But the 3C price action is king for me. But normally, I don't see a lot of difference. Normally, if I'm seeing a 3C long setup, I'm seeing the options flow bullish too, normally. Now, sometimes there'll be some small intricacies there, but if it's skewed heavily, then I'm going to, normally it's going to correlate. TPT just sent this in an email. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is nothing. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I have a good insight to how difficult the market is doing and how easy it is based on the number of DMs I get. When I start getting a lot of DMs of people getting crushed, I pass that information along to you. People are getting crushed in this market. So it's time, like I said, it's time to pull back and do not much right now. Big red candles here, NASDAQ coming off. Here's a new low of the day test. We have put buying, call selling, dropping back over. 022. Bottom wick. There's the old bottom wick. Can they top wick it back through it, is the question. Big old bottom wick. Booyah, look at that. Big red, look at that. Finally going through the day's lows. 016, now we're looking for 958. Booyah. Bookmap hasn't seemed to provide any sort of advantage lately. Don't see any order blocks. No, I 100% agree with you. So the order book has been incredibly light, all things considered. Incredibly light. No big orders. Like the 3,000 blocks that we used to get are gone. Remember when we used to get like 3 and 4 and 5,000 order blocks? It's gone. Now now we're lucky if we get like an 800 order block. It's crazy. It's like everything has gone to 0 DTEs. Is VIX affected by oil? Not directly. It would have an indirect effect because of how the S&P is going to react, but not directly. All right, 2 more minutes and I'll have to switch over to Bookmap. If you're on YouTube, you're going to see this stream shut off. If you're subscribed to the channel, which I hope you are, you'll see a new stream start up, and that'll be the next stream for the next hour. Thank you. Great tip about paper trading. I could see myself playing it safe. Yeah, it's 100% different. Paper trading is 100% different than real trading. CL is going. Rocket ships. Gold. Still beautiful extension off of our 3C long opportunity. Trade of the day right there. NASDAQ is starting to come off here. We have another sweeping top wick. I am very gun shy to short NASDAQ in the morning. We have 4 minutes until the range sets. Until the range sets. Still going, 24,990. Looking for 961. Any news for the drop? I mean, we're getting inundated with news every couple of minutes, but I think this is doing what it's doing. We have put buy and call selling at the moment for the hero. I'm going to hit another refresh here. The options flow is quite weak though overall. 249 million calls sold, 56 million puts. NASDAQ is still drifting lower. The S&P is still drifting lower. S&P is coming up on their overnight low of 6764. 24,895 is next. There we come off right there, NASDAQ. That would be another 100 points on NASDAQ if they could grab the overnight low. Another 100 points. All right, y'all. I'm going to have to pause the stream. I'll post the links for the new stream showing up here in the server. Give me about 60 seconds or so, and it will be back online. Be right back.